I have work. I started to do PM shifts. I usually do PM shifts. I'm a night owler. This is the Golden Nugget. That's the more like gangster casino area of ghetto over that area. It's hood rat town. There's homeless everywhere. I've been to the Golden Nugget with a friend. When I went to a mental hospital when I was very young, there's a girl that knew how to read your fortune with just regular old cards like this. And I've had friends always give me cards. It's almost like a gift. Like I had a friend of mine give me like a card and within a bunch of gifts for Christmas. Like it's in a random, like almost traditional thing. I helped a Hecate witch for 9 months until he didn't want to stop practicing, and eventually he got a girlfriend that was into meditation. He's like Damien Eccles, but Damien Eccles is a more upper level warlock. He's not Johnny or Eric here. I know who Damien Eccles is. He's definitely not someone you play with. This is a more like weaker level witch boys that I got to know, and one's 35, the other one when I got growing up was 19. I'm a songwriter, and how I even got to know Johnny, the bass player, was because of MySpace, because I'm a songwriter, and I was writing songs, and I came back from the mental hospital. I didn't think that Noe was going to pay attention to me. I was just kind of like goofing off, as I always did, just to kind of like have a hobby. I always song wrote. I liked glam, heavy metal, even Veins of Jen at the time, a band from Sweden, Lizzie Devine. He would go to Veins of Jenna shows. He was friends with the Tattoo Millionaires. They're a bunch of pretty boys from LA, and I'm like, I didn't really care for always glam, but I liked a certain glam bands. One of my friends, her mom um, met her dad at a Winger concert. Like her mom met the dad at a Winger concert years ago. Different various glam bands I could like. I like Rat. I like certain various glam bands. I'm very choosy with that. Some of them I can't say. White Snake is okay. Certain songs, like on karaoke and goofing off with that too. But Johnny was more of a like upcoming bass player, and his friend Chris is a guitarist in Nashville City. I've always liked just local bands, and he was there from Nashville City, more poor area, and then he would go to like Guitar Center, and there'll be like John Five there signing posters, and he gave me a poster one time, and I never cared for Rockstar, Supernova, or those, or X Factor, or American Idol. I always felt like people should be independently, like making their own music, doing their own thing on their own, because a lot of times you just cash in on it and they never even really get remembered after because they simply were just a contestant, a competitive singer on a show with judges, and that's cheesy. So I never was really into those shows, even though it was really big. American Idol, Rockstar, Supernova had different judges like Tommy Lee, Motley Crue, and I liked glam at the time, a little bit of it. I went to a Motley Crue concert with my friend. At the time, like it was really different. Music was changing. There was that stupid uh, Rock of Love show with the Poison lead singer. I just music with their different screwy times where they were just so desperate for touch. They had a bunch of reality shows on these different reality shows came on. Even Tila Tequila, all these different people came out just having their 5 minutes of fame, and it was just a lame time of music. MySpace was scooping up on like stars like Amy Winehouse, and then she croaked, from all her alcoholism and drug use, coke, and all that. And I just kind of like ignored a lot of people who were agents on the internet that would actually wanted me to be a suicide girl, to wanting me to be an artist. But I became friends with Johnny because he was local and we were friends. He was more into just smoking a lot of cigarettes. The time his dad died of cancer, and he smoked a lot of cigarettes and drank a lot of Jack Daniels. I drank a little bit, but I didn't drink that much. I didn't hang out with him just to drink. I hung out with them because they liked music, and we go to Guitar Center and places to get to know different musicians at the time. My friend Eric, who was a Hecate witch, he went off to Arizona. Actually, he went off to the same area of where Damien Eccles does his. He has his witchcraft. We all know he is so guilty of all of his rocks and stones and Lucky Charms with Lori. And he went there with his girlfriend. Birds of a feather come together. They live in a trailer together. And he's like, "Oh, I don't want God," being whiny, and "oh, God hates me." And he went off to Joshua Tree, or we all know a bunch of artists, musicians, songwriter. U2 had a Joshua Tree album, and a bunch of other artists have songwrote over there. They've been influenced. Static X, his wife, I think they went there together. They were a couple. She was a porn star. She committed suicide soon after the Static X lead guy died. It was a tragedy. I remember, like, that band never was that great, but I never cared for new metal genre of music, but I do love heavy metal, even Christian heavy metal. Some of the groups like Undercover, the lead guitarist is underestimated. A lot of people make fun of Christian rock, Christian metal artists like Striper and Undercover, but you can't even play the guitar even close. Some of these guys, oh no, if I had the choice to have them as a guitarist, I would. Chris and Johnny were good, but there's a different genre of music. They like different kind of heavy metal bands. They like Pantera and Guns N' Roses at the time, so they wore a lot of bandanas on their head and like were real heavy metal art guys with long black hair. And we went to a Wednesday 13 concert, I remember, years ago, and we saw different groups, various groups come around that were new at the time. I liked a variety of different groups. I listened to a bunch of music throughout the years. I never really changed, and I've always still today, get notable attention from different artists. Tattoo Millionaires were in LA, Veins and Jana were in LA, but they're not even known anymore. There was a group called Rock Stars on Mars. I remember some song of Melrose and Kirsten that I think it was Jackie, he co-wrote, but a lot of these people co-write together in a group. I write all my lyrics by myself. I'm just my own independent artist, and I've always did it for almost like for fun, and it just kind of came out and flows out. Melrose and Kirsten, where I got hooked now, baby. How do I even remember that? I think they deleted that off of YouTube. This was like years ago. I have a pretty sharp memory, even though people say I don't, I do. Good enough here. My name is Emilia, but it's also Emily. Emilia is my great grandma's name. Cara, I put together because it means beloved in Italian. And I got tired of using Emily Cellini always on the internet because people search engine whoever, and I use it as kind of like a stage name. I put it when I go to like a bar and I'm ready to sing live. I put Amelia Cara on. I don't put Emily Cellini on there. And I don't like Irina Cara or whatever. That's a different artist. That's like it's a different genre. What a Feeling and Fame and all that. I never cared for disco really. I have my pinpoints of what I do like. You can never underestimate the Christian artists and all of that. I know that Christmas is coming along and holidays. I bought it. I bought Life After Death during Valentine's time. It was Damon Eccles' book. And that's when I got visited by Hecate and as well as my mom at the same time. And I actually threw out the book because I'm tired of visitations from that thing and Korea and the carrion demon. That's exactly what Eric was all into. And I couldn't sleep at night. And I would go through months of loss of sleep because of nightmares, and that guy had that symbol all over his clothes and everything. He's obsessed with Hecate and stones and rocks and Lucky Charms and incense. And after 9 months, I couldn't do it anymore. I was like, bye, go to Arizona, do what you want to do, just leave me alone now, I'm tired. And I'm exhausted because I have work, and I work as a caregiver a lot of the time, and I had to give my efforts into that and not be always taking care of people who are they'll suck you out, okay? Suck you out of their energy fields, and I couldn't deal with it anymore. I actually threw out the book. I just bought it, and it's like, what a waste of money, but I read all of it. I read it front and back, sped read it because I knew I was going to have to, because I knew it was filled with Damien Eccles energy and residue all over it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to read it. It's already stuff that I already probably know, but I'm just going to read it. It was during Valentine's. It was discounted at Barnes and Noble. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to read it really fast. And including a strange coincidence is that I helped a guy who was into all of that, and he went to Arizona, right where the zone where Lori and him do classes in Joshua Tree. I'm like, I don't have the energy for Damien Eccles or Marilyn Manson or any of those people. I'm sorry. It's been years of dealing with this already with other people, but yes, we all have to have energy for each other, but we also have to help each other out and not give each other grief. But I gave him my blessing. You go out and do what you want and make your choices for yourself. You know, he told me he felt lost and then felt out of place here. That's fine. That's fine. As long I didn't drink anymore, I quit drinking. It helped me to pay attention to other things and quit drinking so much because I have a problem where I end up drinking way too much. And I just drink a lot of water now, and I work, and it's helped me focus on, so I'm not doing things that I shouldn't be. Like, there's a lot of times you start going on dating apps with people who are a waste of time. So I got busy with helping out other people and working. That's what I did. I chose to do that. But just remember, choose your battles, because it's not gonna be easy. You're gonna go through pain, and it's gonna be really hard. So everybody have a good holiday season.